All right, let's talk about something that might just change how you think about your health forever. We're calling it the AI diagnosis.
So could an AI actually help diagnose you? I mean, it sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, right? But what if I told you it's already happening? Yeah, let's get into it.
And this whole thing really kicks off with a story that, honestly, is almost too wild to believe. It's all about a 17-year-old named Lance Johnson.
So, picture this. Lance, who's just 17, wakes up one morning with this really sharp pain in his lower right side. And, being a teenager, his first thought was, well, pretty simple.
He said, I figured it was just junk food. And, I mean, who hasn't been there, right? You immediately blame last night's pizza. But this time, it was something way more serious.
So when that pain just wouldn't quit, Lance did what so many of us do. He went online. But here's the twist. Instead of just typing his symptoms into a search bar, he opened up ChatGPT, and he got specific. He described exactly what he was feeling, and this is the key part, the exact location of the pain.
And the AI's response? It wasn't some vague list of a dozen scary possibilities. Nope, it gave him one startlingly specific suggestion: appendicitis.
So, what do you do with that information? Well, Lance went to the ER. And you can imagine the doctor's surprise when he told them an AI pointed him in their direction. They ran their tests and, guess what? ChatGPT nailed it. It was appendicitis. Lance was rushed into surgery, getting the help he needed, literally just in time.
Okay, so Lance's story is amazing, for sure, but it also blows open this massive conversation, right? Is AI basically our new doctor? And how in the world do we handle both the incredible promise and the very real dangers? Think about it. For years, we've relied on Dr. Google. You type in headache, and it tells you have 3 days to live. It's confusing, it's unstructured, and frankly, it's anxiety-inducing. AI, these large language models, they're a totally different beast. You can have a real conversation, ask questions, and get a synthesized answer. It's a huge step up, but you still have to be careful.
And careful is definitely the key word here. Before you go spilling all your medical secrets to an AI, experts are waving 2 huge red flags. First, these things can be wrong. They can make mistakes. They are not doctors. And second, what about your privacy? You're typing in some of the most personal information you have. You really need to think about that.
Okay, so with all those risks, how can we actually use this powerful new tool in a way that's smart and safe? Well, the good news is medical experts have already thought about this. They've put together a sort of doctor-approved guide for us.
And it boils down to these 5 key rules. 1. Plug in the details. 2. Ask unbiased questions. 3. Use it to decode medical jargon. 4. Prepare for your appointments. And 5. Brainstorm lifestyle changes. Let's break down what each of these actually means, because this is where it gets really useful.
Okay, rule number 1. Details, details, details. An AI is only as smart as the information you feed it. If you ask a vague question, you're going to get a vague, unhelpful answer. Remember Lance's story? The fact that he mentioned the exact location of his pain was probably the most crucial piece of the puzzle. The more context you give, the better the result.
And here's a perfect example from Dr. Colin Bonas. He suggests a prompt like this. I'm a 48-year-old male who's completed X level of education, and I need to understand what this diagnosis is. See, you're not just asking a question, you're giving your age, your background, your goal. That helps the AI explain things in a way that's tailored just for you.
Rule number 2 is a big one. Ask unbiased questions. The way you word your question can totally skew the answer you get back. So if you ask something loaded, like, why is chemo better than immunotherapy? The AI is just going to try to prove you're right. But if you ask something neutral, like, what are the pros and cons of chemo versus immunotherapy for this condition? Now you're getting a balanced, truly useful comparison.
All right, rule 3 might be my favorite. It's about decoding all that confusing medical jargon. You know what I'm talking about, that doctor speak. We've all been there, sitting in an office, just nodding our heads while a doctor uses words we've never heard before. Well, AI is an amazing translator. You can literally ask it, hey, what does it mean when a condition is grade 2? And it'll explain it in plain, simple English.
So now that we have the rules, how do we actually put them to work? Let's talk about putting this AI into practice, from getting a diagnosis to just managing your daily health.
Okay, rule number 4, preparing for your appointments. This might be one of the smartest ways to use AI for your health. Think of it as your prep partner. Before you even see your doctor, you can feed the AI your symptoms and ask it, What are some good questions I should ask my doctor? This is huge for making the most out of that super limited time you have with them.
And last but not least, rule number 5, think bigger than just what's wrong with you. AI can be an amazing wellness coach. You can use it to brainstorm meal plans, get ideas for exercise routines that are tailored to you, or even ask for product recommendations, say for a specific skin condition. It's really about using this tech for your day-to-day health.
So, Lance's story and these 5 rules, this isn't the end of the conversation, not even close. In fact, what we're seeing is just the very beginning of a massive change in how we all take care of ourselves. And believe me, that future is coming at us fast. OpenAI has already announced something called ChatGPT Health. It's going to be a new hub where you can actually upload your medical records, your lab results, your entire clinical history. Just imagine the possibilities when an AI has access to all of that.
There's this quote from a clinical strategist named Laura Sparkman that just nails it. Information is power. And for so long, our own health information has felt kind of locked away. These new tools, they have the potential to put that information and that power right back in our own hands.
So that's where we'll leave it with this question for you. When your personal health data meets the power of AI, what's next? What does that future look like for you? Because it's not just about technology anymore. It's about to get very, very personal. Thanks for joining me.